All right. Hello, internet. I think this is working. I'm about to make a really terrible decision. Oh, I should start out. My name is Dylan Hecht, and I'm about to make a terrible decision in that I'm going to play WoW for 12 hours. Oops. And don't worry, I'm not going to have this face cam on the whole time. You guys are not going to be subjected to this awfulness. Um, it's just kind of an idea Phil and I came up with. That over the progress of these 12 hours, I'll do a once an hour check-in so you can see the tragic toll that too much MMO takes on a person. Um, Number one, if the chat can let me know, I'll tell you, this is the first time since I think 2010 that I've played WoW with music on. So let me know how the what you call it, how the audio mix is, how the game sounds. I can totally turn it up or down or whatever. So starting off, let me hear. I'm gonna officially get messages on my phone. I'm gonna start a timer on my phone for 12 hours. I don't know how to do this. Does anyone know how to work an Android phone? By chance? Alright, started it. 12 hours. We'll be there eventually. Let's see what else. I have the important supplies. Giant robot-looking e-cig to keep me from having to smoke way too many Newports over the course of this. And the important things, an apple Rita, because alcohol combined with lots of gaming is always a good idea, especially if you have to play it for long stretches at a time. Let's see. Oh, I should probably tweet some stuffs. Okay. So, I'm going to turn off the face cam until like 10:05 or whatever, and I'll check back in. Hopefully not that sad right away. I really don't want to get sad that quickly. And kind of, I mean, this is kind of, it's partially done because my girlfriend said that I wouldn't be able to do it, play WoW for 12 hours, and so I determined to prove her either right or wrong on the internet, with everyone to make fun of me if I get it wrong instead of just her. So we'll start out. Wow, they changed the Orgrimmar music. This is crazy. Hopefully this isn't too loud. Like I said, let me know how the sound is in the chat. It sounds kind of quiet to me, so that's why I can't tell, because it's like different for you guys. Let's see. So I guess I'm going to start out with, I purposely didn't do any daily quests today so that we could daily quest it up. I get to do 2 rounds of daily quests in just one sitting because my server reset is at 3 a.m. local time, which is good. So we'll get to see the same quest 2 times. And then I have a couple things that we could do. Let's see, and I'll kind of let the chat decide. I want to do many of these things, but we can kind of decide what we want to do first after daily quests. We can do, let's see, I can do level 90 quests, because I haven't done a lot of Pandaria as my paladin, which is this character right here. And that's kind of the newer quest stuff. I also have a monk that I'm looking at leveling, a panda monk, and right now I'm in the Burning Crusade content. And we'll probably get really far, because I have something like a 30% XP buff on it from equipment, and then I also get a 50% XP buff on top of that for being a monk, which is kind of cool. So we could get through a lot of content probably pretty quickly. Let's see, what else do I have on the docket? There's also, I have a shaman on an Alliance side server that's level 80 that we could kind of run through Cataclysm and Pandaria content and stuff like that. And that'll get me an achievement for having 2 level 90s and a level 90 of the Alliance and the Horde at the same time. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, I'm like totally going the wrong direction. Good job. That's about all I have planned. And then I kind of just left my Skype open for random people or stream friends to give me a call and kind of chit-chat and keep me company. I know Phil does plan to join in for a good chunk at some point tonight. John Carson, unfortunately, will not be able to make it, which is a real bummer. My WoW pal will not be able to make it, so I'll have to make do with Phil, I guess. He's a decent substitute. Let's see. Zombie Mano says, I'm a good-looking man. Why, thank you. I was debating shaving off the beard to actually look somewhat presentable, but instead I cleaned it up a little bit. Or I could have gone just mustache to, because I did tell Nick that at some point I was going to grow a Butch Daddy mustache to fit in with his Twitter name. Maybe at some point I'll open this up to like chat people. That'd be nice. Oh, Crocbox asked why I'm marathoning WoW. I guess I didn't quite fully explain it. As I'm partially doing it because to prove that I can. And partially, let's see if we can get this working. I have, there's kind of a charity event that I kind of want to promote. That's a local thing for our fighting game scene. Let me see if this will pull it up. Bah, there we go. So this is kind of another reason I'm trying to do this, to kind of draw attention, as we're doing something called The Art of Fighting locally, and it's put on by a local guy in the fighting game scene here called, his name's Ian, and basically it's kind of a charity art fighting game tournament kind of thing to benefit March of Dimes and Save Babies Through Screening Foundation, which, you know, they kind of work to help screen babies for congenital heart defects. And the reason we're kind of going through this is Ian, unfortunately, 2 years ago lost a son to a congenital heart defect, and it kind of inspired him to go through with this and kind of make this nice charity event. So it's going to be September 26th, 27th, 28th. And the 26th is just the art show. The 27th, 28th is the fighting game tournament, which we are going to be streaming at the website that's listed on there, nmism.com, ism.com/AOF, and you can kind of go there and check out. We got lots of really cool artists. We got lots of really cool sponsors that are helping us out with prizes and raffles and that kind of stuff. And we're also going to have Justin Wong, Ricky Ortiz, and Angelic. If you're familiar with fighting games, you'll know that they are all excellent players. Justin Wong, the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 champion at EVO this year, and just a general awesome fighting game player. But yeah, just something, I'll probably promote this a couple times throughout this stream, so don't get too annoyed with me, I hope. And we'll go back to WoW. We landed just in time to get a gold ad. That's really nice. And I can't report this person probably because they already went offline. So let's see. Let's check out what cooking quests we got. And I'm kind of looking. I should check because I'm kind of working on getting achievements right now. So I want to make sure. Because there's ones for doing all the achievements in Thunderbluff, and ones for doing all the achievements in Undercity, and it looks like I actually have this one, so I'm going to go, we'll skip this one, we'll go to the Undercity and try that one. Let's see, I think this is one I don't have, I believe. Let's check. Rings the thing. Oh, that's Undercity. Don't have this one. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and give it a shot. What am I supposed to be doing here? Fishing up a ring. Okay. head to the Caves of Vision. That's got... That's... Oh, yeah, never mind. I think I know where that is. I think... Maybe I don't know where that is. I thought it was around here somewhere. Might be on the side. Captain Derek Bishop asked about chances of Brawlers Guild during this. I actually got the invite to the Brawlers Guild, like farmed that thing, got it taken care of just for this stream, so I will probably be going in there, because I'm actually really curious to check that out myself. So we'll probably go through a couple of Brawlers Guild fights and see how I do. And for those that don't know, Brawlers Guild is kind of like a fight club type of thing. You go into a little arena, and is this... There we go. Yeah, this is the right place. You kind of go into a little fight club, and it's like one-on-one battles, you versus monsters, and then people can kind of watch your battles and comment on them. And there's like a little announcer that talks stuff. It's pretty cool, actually. All right. Actually, here I tell you what. I'm going to turn off. I have a fishing add-on that makes the sound super loud, so we're going to turn that off. Yes, I have a fishing add-on. I do fish that much during WoW. I do have max fishing. It's kind of sad, I know. This may not be the best angle to fish this stuff in. Alright. Yeah, I do want to check out the Brawlers Guild. It's really cool, because none of it's instanced, so you can kind of... Well, it's instanced from everything else, but you're not instanced from each other, which is kind of nice. So it's like you can kind of watch people fight in real time. And then after this, we'll move on to Undercity and see what they've got for cooking quests. See if we've got one I don't have yet. It'd be nice. Alright. Is that it? Ding! And a what? A key? Oh, rusty keys. Useless. Whoop. Wait, was I supposed to turn it in down there? Yes, I think so. Way to go. First quest of the stream done. Good job. Whoop. Alright, let's just take the lazy way out and just fly back to Orgrimmar and go to Undercity that way. Let's see, Zombie Mano says you've been awake since 2 a.m. yesterday? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's okay if you don't last the whole time. I'll be going for a while, so you can come back in the morning. And Volty Squirrel asks, what's the reason for the Wowathon? I should just add this to the title. So... Mainly, like I said, it's partially to say that I can, and partially for excuse me, what's local charity tournament called the Art of Fighting that we're gonna be running here, and I'll kind of talk about it more. I'll probably bring it up once every hour or so. But it's mainly to just kind of promote. A charity tournament that we're doing here, charity fighting game tournament and art show, and so people can kind of watch it and donate. Let's see, I don't know if I can add URLs to the title. But yeah, if you want to, you can check it out at nmism.com/AOF. Here we go. I updated the title. Does that work? Can you guys see that? Hopefully. And yes, I know it's a 12-hour WoW stream and not a fighting game stream, but if I had to play fighting games for 12 hours, I'd probably pull my hair out, so no one wants to see that. I have to say, I like the music. It's been a while since I've listened to most of this stuff. I forgot how good the music in WoW is great, but it's like terrible. It's just not good, I don't know, questing music. Does that make sense? Baker Broad brings up that WoW is a fighting game. You're right. I mean, really, you do fight a lot, and it has, like, more moves than almost any fighting game. I mean, I might say WoW has some of the highest number of moves of any game I've played, which really, I mean, that's an immediate win, if you think about it. Alright, finally back in Ogamar. Just in time to take another slow form of travel. Well, even worse than that, just to wait for one. Yeah, not much is happening yet. This part is kind of the dull part. But, we're just doing, cooking and fishing quests. But I'll get into some actual questing soon. And then, like I said, eventually we can get into PvP. We can get into leveling a shaman from 80 to 90. We can get into leveling a monk from 60-ish to 90 or whatever. I do have the Warlords of Draenor beta, so if you guys want to see that, we can get into that. I'll probably take a little straw poll from the chat once I finish this next quest. Actually, might as well just do it now. You guys have a preference at all? Do you want to see level 90 content, leveling content as a panda monk, shaman content, that kind of stuff? I'm not going to show the beta yet. We'll get to the beta soon. And yes, I do have a flying horse. That's also a flying horse right here. This guy's blue horse thing is the Hearthstone mount, which is pretty cool. Hearthstone, the card game mount, I should specify. And then I have the Halloween horse, which lets you fly, because it's the Headless Horseman's mount, since he's a boss in WoW. Yeah, Cap, unfortunately, I'm on lockout from Raid Finder content, because I didn't even think, and did a Siege of Orgrimmar raid in Raid Finder, like, just a day ago. Alright, so if you want to see some panda stuff, we'll show off some panda stuff. That'd be cool. Yeah, my shaman is level 80, so I'd have to get through a little bit of Cataclysm content before we got to panda stuff. So I'll start with this guy, with my Palidon, show off some panda stuff. I'm gonna be sick of this WoW music by the end, I bet. That's alright. It's all pretty varied. But yeah, I do have to agree the Siege of Orgrimmar stuff is really fantastic. But Raid Finder stuff is, yeah, you do say it's hilarious, and it is in a way. Raid Finder leads to some interesting times. I should explain that's like for people who have played WoW, they have a function called the Dungeon Finder, and it's in a lot of MMOs now. It's kind of like where you just kind of queue up, and then you get popped into different dungeons, you know, and stuff like that, like 5-man dungeons, just with a random group. And they have that now for raids as well. And they, you know, obviously tune the difficulty down because it's insane to try and work with, you know, a ton of people who are queuing randomly for dungeons. But it's fun. It's fun to do. And it's a good way to see content without, I don't know, without having to be amazing. Does that make sense? You don't have to be the best raider. Lilies that grow around. Great. Cool. Let's go get some lilies. Panda Battleground. I actually haven't done Power Orbs. I haven't done one of these before. One of these PvP things. Maybe once Phil gets on, I can convince him to go queue up for some battlegrounding with me. That'd be fun. We'll both take massive losses since we have no PvP gear. So I guess we're looking for lilies. I don't know if they're in there or just around there, or... Oh, they're just kind of around the edge. And I actually should be set up to be hitting Exalted with 2 factions. On my daily quests pretty soon. Oh, really? Let's see. Volty Squirrel asked if I played Vanilla WoW. This is pretty different from Vanilla WoW. He's asking, you don't know the difference between, you know, late BC, early Wrath of the Lich King WoW, and later WoW, or rather Vanilla WoW. They're pretty different. Vanilla WoW, I don't want to say it was a different game, but it was a different game. It really was. Like, just the mere fact of being able to, like, be leveling with people who are leveling at the same time, it just was more of a factor than everyone was kind of learning and figuring things out. The interface was real shitty. The quests were somewhat sparse. I mean, they were there, but there was still like times where you were like, really? It kind of got, you know, I don't have much to do. Where you just kind of repeat the same quest over and over in order to level up. Or, you know, like the leveling wouldn't exactly match with where you were trying, you know, the zones you were in or you're questing. So that was, and just some classes were just way different. I mean, Paladin was a totally different class. Like they had auras for one. Their seals were a lot different. You just like, they would cast them and they'd last for like a very short amount of time, and you would use Judgment, which would use up your seal, and then you'd have to recast it. Your blessings lasted for 5 minutes, that kind of stuff. It was just a harder, I don't want to say a harder game, but a more pedantic game, I guess, is the best way to put it. Here, so let's go ahead and head back. Let's do some Panda daily quests. But yeah, the game was different, just a pain in the butt. Alright. Wow, this is the first time I've ever heard this song. Oops, I'm going the wrong way even. This is a weird song. Yeah, Volti-Scroll, yeah, they did used to have 40-man raids. Those were something special. I guess that's still... that's how we'll put that, I suppose. 40-man raids, I mean, just getting 40 people together was a trial in and of itself, and then you had like 25 people in those raids that were effective. So it was just... it was weird. Weird stuff. There's a lot more world bosses, you're right. There's, dragons and that kind of stuff to take down. Though they've kind of replaced that with rare mobs in Pandaria. Pandaria, they kind of, they do actually drop pretty legit gear that you can use to level up if you can kill the mob. Karth brings up elite quests. Yep, they did have quests that required grouping. There are some of those still, but there's very few of them, or they're all level 90 quests. Or you don't actually have to group for them anymore. You can they've made it so some mobs in some areas are like public mobs, so everyone can attack it and get the loot from it. But for the most part, group quests that work like they used to don't exist anymore. And there's other little stuff, like there was dungeon quests you would get out in the world and have to take to a dungeon and do. But now it's kind of when you go into a dungeon, you just get all the quests for it. Oh, got some ore down here. We're gonna be a lot of this, lots of backtracking for ore, because I'm that kind of guy. I apologize ahead of time. We'll be mining some ores. So right now we're going to go do a quest for the Order of the Cloud Serpent, which is a faction in the game where you kind of raise a little cloud serpent baby, which is like a little flying dragon, basically, a little flying snake dragon. Raise it up to be a full-grown cloud serpent, and then once you hit Exalted, you get a skill called Cloud Serpent Riding, which allows you to basically ride all the special mount types from Mists of Pandaria. They're real cool. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm pretty close to Exalted with them, too, if I remember right. Yeah, to like 2,000 away. So this could be quick. So we got quests to free people from spiders. Do that kind of business. Kill some spiders. Captain Derek Bishop brings up the opening Isle of Thunder quest chain. I have done that, and it's really amazing. I wish I had saved it. If I had known when I did it, I would have saved it, because it's so good. I wish you could repeat it even. That'd be like perfect. And then these are profession-based quests. One for first aid, one for cooking, one for fishing, that type of stuff. Alright, let's go. I think I can only complete a few of these quests and I'll hit Exalted. I'm pretty sure, but I'm going to do some of them and skip some others and see if I hit Exalted. Because the first aid quest is really lame. I'm also going to try... I've been playing as protection spec, simply because it lets me kind of take on lots of mobs at once. But I'm actually going to... let's give it a shot. Let's try Retribution. Let's try the DPS spec. This will be the first time I've actually gone questing with it in quite a while. And mainly because I don't have the gear. to do it effectively. So I kind of just put on a two-handed weapon and then see what happens. So let's give it a shot and do just that. See what happens. Alright, so this is when I'm going to get into combat, so this is where you guys want to let me know how the audio quality is looking and how the, if it's too loud or that type of thing. Oops. Not what I want to do. Wrong spell. Oops. I have my buttons set different. Oh, let's buff up too. I do hit people a lot harder. That's kind of nice. Let's free some villagers. Oh snap. Ah! These spiders are obnoxious. Get my kill on. I had to say, Retribution spec, very nice. Even without the gear to back it up, it's still... I don't know, I'm just real bummed with that, what they did to tanks in the game now. It's like, you know, they're very good and very viable for, you know, for raiding, obviously. They can take damage like no other. You know, they don't... I mean, they're almost too good at being invincible. But problem is, just don't do any damage outside of raids, which is a real bummer. Let's see. But it's a bummer, but what you gonna do? I guess I'll just... I've been leveling as a tank spec with my monk, and it's been really good. Just because I can take on so many mobs at once, and the content I'm going through right now is just lots of like mindless killing of many mobs. So it just is way better to just be able to kill as many as possible at once. What, there was nothing in there? Seriously? They webbed in nothing? So does the sound quality seem okay, guys? It's not too loud, I hope. Man, being a DPS class is, like, DPS spec is fantastic. I need to do this more often. I don't know, it was taking me so long to do it. What the? Come on. Is it seriously not going to let me up here? There we go. What? Another one with no one in it? How does this keep happening? Whoa. Hoping I wouldn't pull that guy, but oh well. Ah! Don't die. This is the part I don't like, is the dying part. That can come with a DPS spec. Luckily I got my homie that attacks stuff for me. Alright. Kill another spider, and then we out of here.